of computer-aided manufacturing. I am Neha Joshi, Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Let's start with our sixth chapter, that is robot technology. In previous session, we covered different topics like degree of freedom of robot, classification of robots, basic configuration of robots, and SCADA robot. In today's session, we will cover different topics like robot kinematics, then robot dynamics, robot computer vision system, and method of programming. Now, first of all, what is robot kinematics? For a functioning of a robot, it is necessary to establish the position and orientation of the end effector with reference to base of reference coordinate system. Robot kinematics deal with analytical study of a motion of robot end effector as a function of time with respect to reference coordinate system. Robot kinematic problem is further classified into two types. First one is forward kinematic problems and second one is reverse kinematic problem. Now here consider a robotic arm having a three joints 1, 2 and 3 as you can see in the diagram. End effector is connected at joint 3. Length of joint is A1, joint 2 is A2 and 3 is A3. Angle of joint 1 with horizontal is theta 1. Angle between joint 1 and 2 is theta 2 and angle between joint 2 and 3 is theta 3. Now in forward kinematic problem, the position x3, y3 and the orientation of phi of the end effector are determined from the known parameters which are link length a1, a2 and a3 and the joint angle theta 1, theta 2 and theta 3. The position and the orientation of the end effector is given by the equation x3 which is equal to a1 cos theta 1 plus a2 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus a3 cos theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. y3 is equal to a1 sin theta 1 plus a2 sin theta 1 plus theta 2 plus a3 sin theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3 and the phi orientation of the end effector is given by the equation phi is equal to theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. Now what is reverse kinematic problem? In reverse kinematic problem, the configuration of the joint x1 y1 and x2 y2 and the joint angle theta 1, theta 2 and theta 3 are determined from the known parameters. First parameter is position of the end effector, that is x3, y3 and the orientation of the end effector, that is phi. The configuration of the joints and joint angle are given by the equation x2 is equal to x3 minus a3 cos phi, y2 is equal to y3 minus a3 sin phi and cos theta 2 is equal to x2 square plus y2 square minus a1 square minus a2 square by 2 a1 a2. Similarly, we can find x1 y1 and theta 1. Now, what is robotic arm dynamic? Robotic arm dynamic deal with the mathematical formulation of the equation of the robot arm, motion relating the forces and torques acting on the robotic arm. The various forces and torques acting on the robotic arm due to load, inertia and friction. In order to calculate the acceleration of the arm required for the calculating the inertia force, the motion equation obtained in the robotic kinematics are differentiated twice. The robot dynamic problem can be further classified into two categories. First one is forward dynamic problem and second one is reverse dynamic problem. Now what is forward dynamic problem? In forward dynamic problem, as you can see in the figure, trajectory of the robotic arm is determined from the known force and torque applied at the robot arm joints. Now what is reverse dynamic problem? In reverse dynamic problem, the actuator torques and force required to generate the desired trajectory of the robot arm are determined. Now robot vision system, computer vision system. Okay. So, a robot vision system or computer vision system can be defined as the process of extracting, characterizing and interpreting form image of three-dimensional world. Robot vision system uses a high resolution camera to take 3D image. The image is processed and analyzed. Finally, the processed image data is interpreted by the system for response by the robot. The operation of the robot vision system is divided into three functions. First one, sensing and digitizing. The second one is image processing, analyzing and interpretation. And third one is robot activation, as you can see in this diagram. Now first one is sensing and digitizing. In this part, the camera captures the image of three-dimensional world. The image is further digitized and stored in the computer memory. The second part is image processing, analysis and interpretation. In this part, the digitized image is analyzed to extract image information such as object, edges, boundaries, color and textures. Using the image information, the interpretation of the image carried out. The image interpretation is also called the machine preparation. The image interpretation needs inbuilt artificial intelligence. Next is robot activation. In this part, based on the image interpretation, the signal is sent to the robot controller which activates the robot. Now, what are the application of robot vision it is divided into three categories: inspection, identification and navigation. The identification application include part sorting, picking randomly oriented part from conveyor, palletizing and depalletizing. Now, what is navigation? Navigation is a process based on the input from the robot vision system. The action of the robot is controlled. The navigation application include reorienting the parts which are moving along the conveyor, robot path planning to avoid collision into autopilot vehicle. So this is what about the robot computer vision system. Now we will discuss about the methods of robot programming. Now what is a robot programming method? Robot programming method is a set of instructions for setting the path of the manipulator in a space, for controlling the movement of the end effector, and for receiving the signal from the sensors. Now there are three methods of robot programming. First one is mechanical programming. Second one is lead-through programming, which is further divided into two parts: power lead-through programming method and manual lead-through programming method. And third one is textual language programming. Now, first one is mechanical programming. The simple limited sequence low technology robots are controlled by means of limited switches and mechanical stops. The setting of this limited switch and the mechanical stop is known as mechanical programming. It is used in simple pick and place type robots. Now next one is lead-through programming. Consists of forcing the end effector to move through desired motion path and recording the motion path into the controller memory. As the programming is done directly on the robot, it is also known as online programming. There are two ways for the lead-through programming. First one is power lead-through, which is also known as teach-find programming method, and second one is manual lead-through programming method. Now what is power lead-through programming method? The power lead-through programming method makes the use of control box or a teach pendant. The control box is equipped with a combination of toggle switch, button and dials to control the robot movements. The teach pendant is used for driving the manipulator and the end effector to each of the desired points in the work envelope and recording these points into computer memory for subsequent playing. Power lead-through programming method is used in point-to-point robots such as machine loading and unloading robots, material handling robots and spot welding robots. Now next one is manual lead-through programming method. In manual lead-through programming method, the programmer physically grasps the robot arm or end effector, manually move it through the desired motion path and record the position at the closely spaced large number of sampling points. A teach button is normally located near the wrist of the robot. The manual lead-through programming method is generally used in continuous path robots such as arc welding robots and spray painting robots. And last one is textual language programming. The textual language programming uses robot languages to establish the logic and sequence of the work cycle. The computer terminal is used to input the program instruction into the controller. But a teach pendant is also used to define the location of various points in the work envelope. In this programming, it is created independent of the robot cell. It is also known as offline programming. The robot language permits the use of detailed logic flows, subroutines, calculation, communications with the sensors for decision making. Now, types of this type of robot programmings are first generation languages, and second generation languages, and future generation languages. The first actual robot programming language, known as Wave, was developed by the Stanford Artificial Intelligence Lab in 1973. The subsequent textual robot programming language are AL, VAL, AML, MCL, RAIL, HAL, RPL, PAL, and ADA. Now, what is the first generation language? The first generation language uses a combination of teach pendant procedure and command statement for a robot programming. They define point location by teach pendant and sequence of the motions by command statements. The first generation languages possess capabilities similar to the advanced teach pendant method. Now, example of first generation language is VAL. Now, what is second generation language? It is accomplished complex motion, can perform complex arithmetic computation during the program execution, and can make use of complex sensors. They have better capacity to communicate with other computers. The second generation language also use teach pendant to define the location in the work envelope. The second generation language make the robot more intelligent. Some example of second generation language are AML, RAIL, MCL, and VAL. Now, last language is the future generation language or world modeling language. The future generation or world modeling language can program the robot without the use of teach pendant. The robot possesses a three-dimensional geometric model of its work envelope by which it knows the desired points without using the teach pendant. The point of the motion path are entered with the help of three-dimensional coordinate, and the programming can be completed offline without interrupting the work of the robot. Now we will discuss the economic consideration in the robotics. In order to take the decision about the implementation of the robotization, the careful cost analysis need to be carried out. Now, first is capital cost. Capital costs are one time initial cost incurred in robotic installation. The different heads of capital cost are robot purchase cost, tooling cost, engineering cost, installation cost, and miscellaneous cost. Second one is operating cost. Operating cost include direct labor cost, indirect labor cost, maintenance cost, cost of utilities, training cost, and depreciation cost. Third one is annual saving. Annual saving includes saving in labor, saving in material cost, saving due to reduction in scrap, saving due to reduction of rejection, and saving due to reduction of production cost. Fourth one is economic evaluation of investment. Now there are basic methods of economic evaluation of investment in robotic installation, that are payback period method, and second one is return on investment method. Now what is payback period method? In this method determines the payback period during which time the net accumulated cash flow is equal to the total investment on the robot. Second method is return on investment method. The return on investment method determines the rate of return for the proposed project. Okay, so these are the economic consideration in robotic implementation. So this is what about the robot kinematics, robot dynamics, okay, and the different methods which are used in robot programming. Thank you for watching this video.